last day programs. Welcome back to the stream, to Disco Elysium. Let's see how much more progress we can get done on solving this murder. This cold-blooded, which I think we've solved, haven't we? Because it's the Hardy Boys who admitted to doing it. So, a little bit, I have to say, I'm a little bit confused as to what the actual thrust of the game is at the moment. We're here. We did the traps, so we now need to apparently go back and talk to them at the whirling. What time is it? It's only the afternoon. You know what? I'm going to go check out the church and that tunnel entrance or something. Or I don't know what it was. Engine entrance? See if we can't accidentally run into... See, where is it? Where is it? Let's find it. There's something here about find the armored gloves. Ask the little girl in the fishing village down the coast who knows something about the armored gloves. What little girl? What you talking about? So the fishing village is down here. There's a woman there. There's a couple of kids playing here. There's an older woman here. Where else would there be a fishing village? A little girl? I ask you? Oh, here's some stuff we haven't looked at. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. We have a skill point. What do we want to use it on? We're still doing apricot chewing gum scented one, so I think, well, so long as we've got something going there, we might as well just put our point into something here. Have I failed anything recently? Are there white checks? Where are the white checks? What am I missing here? Is it on the map? It's on the map. So if I do perception, I'll get that one back. Inland Empire, authority. Oh, authority is for Titus. Yeah, okay. Alright, I think we need to put it in authority and then... What else would that give us? Intimidate the public, assert yourself. Fuck it, why not? I don't even know if there's a way that you should do this or whether it's just however you feel at the moment, at the time. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. Oh, hang on a second, that's new. Let me grab some water. I am thirsty as a motherfucker. Drawbridge only opens from the other side. Full of holes, could the post hide treasure? Look inside. Oh, treasure! Nosefed. Just what we always wanted. How do I get to the other side then? Ah, we can walk through here, okay. The ice here is thick enough to walk on. Well, that's good, because I'm already walking on it. Wait, what's this? Oh yeah, okay, so Titus Hardy is now been reactivated as we wanted it to. Is this the little girl? Have we found it? It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Have I accidentally stumbled on the little girl? Painted with pastels, someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. Trash from some unending party. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. Wait, there's more stuff over there? What? More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. Oh, wait, that's an entrance. Let's just look at this first. Pile of Eternite. A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. Two poles are holding it up. Interfacing. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough. What is this? Push the Eternite over. What is this? It looks like a makeshift bridge. The lieutenant adjusts his collar against a cool breeze. Could be convenient. Bear with me, chat. Just remembered I need to look at something on my phone. Get the right Wi-Fi. Push the Eternite over. The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk. Boom. A soft thunk. Who'd have thunk? Push the Eternite over. Okay, there we go. That's what we needed. Make sure I can actually hear my voice. I can. Continue. Taragi, we should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here. The lieutenant gestures towards the young woman next to the tent. Yes, I will, except I want to realise there's all these poles here that I missed. Give me the treasure. Do you really have to walk all the way around that way? Take that. Take all. This one, look at the money. What's this? Magnesium and money. The worth. I'm rich. I'm actually rich. See what's in the tent. Tent flap. The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Squeeze in.
Sorry, you barely have room for one.
He points his thumb at the lieutenant.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm too old for this shit. Esprit de corps? I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. Ooh, ah. Okay. Just got some shouting from the grandmother, just trying to determine whether she's needs something or whether she's just angry at the TV. Okay, what's going on here? Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Oh, that's the exit. Alright, I get you. Andre, you see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Conceptualization. There's definitely something futuristic about his hair. Aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Imbecilic. Yes, should the future ever come, it would look deeply imbecilic. Like this guy. Shake his hand. His grip is strong, sweaty and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
Noid, the young man with the earring, looks at you suspiciously. But that's Noid, Andre, and Preppy Scum.
And Egghead.
Ah, Egghead. Close.
Egg!
He yells. The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange music.
Together with a Cell Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organised?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Rhetoric. That means they haven't set up a single one yet. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Does he now? Right. There's no need, the place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. Was there something you wanted? There's no need, the place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dope heads.
Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revershoal.
Strike that. The word.
Strike that, the universe!
Yeah, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
Well, I haven't been up there yet. Composure. He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Rhetoric. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those. What kind? I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch. Shake your head, grab him. What kind? The spooky kind. What exactly do you mean by spooky? I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't heat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Places has bad signs. No one can dance like that. Thank you, Egghead. He turns to you. So you're going to look into it, right? It should be a police matter, getting them out, whatever spooky stuff they're doing. I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for. I'll look into it, tell me more. I'll make up my mind later. The police have more important things to do right now. I'll look into it, tell me more. Help Rover start a nightclub. Alright, man, he clapped his hands enthusiastically. Empathy. Andre is obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks. What's the status of the church? I haven't gotten inside the building yet. I asked Noy to install a measure against more drifters wandering in, a padlock. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation. I had to do it in a hurry, not my best work, but it should hold for a while. What about the key? Of course, Noid, give the officer the key. Alright, the speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool infused move, tossing it in your general direction. 42% red check. Be the cool cop, catch the key as it flies toward you, let it fall to the ground, then pick it up like a normal adult person. Should I try this? It's not very likely. Trying it. Bugger. Reaction speed. It's as if time is frozen somehow. You think you can sense the key moving in the air. Yeah, this is going to be way cool. Don't ruin the cool by overdoing it. Raise your hand in front of your face with minimal effort. Boom. Damaged health. Well, let's heal the health then. Blam, straight in the eye. Straighten the old eye orb. In the looking ball. A stabbing pain. Tears stream uncontrollably from your right eye. Ouch, goddamn arsehole, what is wrong with you? Can't you see I'm in pain now? Man, I'm super sorry. That was totally my bad. I got overexcited. Threw them too hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry? I'm sorry? Bend your face in mockery of his useless contrition. You almost eye-murdered me. A cop. That's use of lethal force. I really am sorry, man. Just take this, okay? He pulls out some black paper from his belt pack. Wow, looks like there's quite a lot there. Some money! That's the least you could do. Take the money. So because I failed that, I get 25 fucking money? Okay, okay. I hope that settles it, or wait. The key. He cautiously hands you the yellow keyring. He is shifting in his spot uncontrollably, still feeling sorry for the mishap. We were talking about the padlock, I think. How long have those people been locked in there? Not long, like a week maybe, he shrugs. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on, I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Encyclopedia. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on, most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives. Yeah, I catch your drift. I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop. I get by. Now, where was I with that padlock? He nods attentively, ready to answer the questions of one smart cop. Right, other questions. Who exactly are these people inside the church? Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses. Savoir-faire. Glimpses? Who are these people? Secret agents? Stealth operatives? You haven't seen them and you want the police involved? Well, he leans in for emphasis, there's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together, so about 2 weeks ago we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly there are all these strange machines lying around in there. One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it. Andre, tell him about the feeling. Oh, and it felt like there was some thing in there with us, watching us from the dark. No, the other one. Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg. Felt like silence, awful silence. But you haven't physically seen anyone. Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times, and we felt someone or something eyeing us inside, but that's kind of it. What was that about something watching you? Like, you aren't alone, you know? It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean. It's a bloody cryptid. Rhetoric, not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means? It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man. A crab man? Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab. The other one agrees. It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior. Encyclopedia. Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls. Ambush behavior. Nod. Crabman. Crabman. Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Acel was alone at that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there. You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab. Logic. There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense. Can you tell me more about this machinery? You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably. Very likely. Electrochemistry. With a small surge of PEA, alertness feels you. As if to say, this is a dark corner, look behind it. Jacked up to some snuff station? He means like one of those rich boy private radio stations where you can listen to people getting killed on. Then jerk off to it. Sick shit. Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes relay stuff. Drama. He appears sincere enough, sire. You could, of course, be wrong. We're getting derailed here. In short, you can talk to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more. So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't seen them? Well, honestly, I can't, but I am. Rhetoric. This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy. Well, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument. Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. Hey now, he furrows his brow. I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Where do you think drugs come from? Conceptualization. The gesture is super futuristic. Goes well with his spiked imbecile hair. Alright, let's talk about something else. You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these ecclesiastes? Oh yeah, that's a Meteoran name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. Rhetoric. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery. Before we go on, what do you mean by Meteoran? Oh, the founding party. I do know them, but can you refresh my memory? Mask it. Now humour me, Andre. What is the founding party? Don't mask it. I don't even know what the founding party is. Let's try this one. Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation. And they have roots in ancient mass society, he pauses. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus they anoint the innocents, they made the innocentic system, no? Now, Andre, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organisation who anoints the innocents want a dance club in one of their churches? They sound like exactly the kind of people who would want loud dance music in their church. Totally, there isn't a trace of doubt in his voice. The Pericarnassian church is about love. Anodic music is about love. I've got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance. He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore. Unity. Unity! Make some noise for my Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. Physical instrument. You feel it. The anodes and cathodes coursing through. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters. No words, enjoy the beat. Nod your head. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? I guess love can be pretty hardcore. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Okay. I guess love can be pretty hardcore. Oh yeah, it can. He's coming around, he nods at his friend, then turns to you with a mischievous grin. You're getting it. No words, enjoy the beat, nod your head. Feels good. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cop posse, you look out for each other, and you party together. That's a posse. Esprit de corps. And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you, the world is silent. It sounds like you're just saying random things. Love, posse, make noise. Are we? He looks at you mysteriously. Yeah, the one with the large head really enjoys it when his friend gets mysterious. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Anodic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian Church. Yeah, Yeko Kakta, the place to be. Do it for the masses, do it for the crew. His friend forms a fist with the screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so. I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got any more questions? One with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. Composure. You feel like you could go for a little disco when or if they get this club going. You've got it in you. I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment. Speaking of this tent, it is much bigger on the inside. Yes, what? I see you've brought your own water. Yeah, good to have bitch to carry, but I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water. And it's distilled too. Oh, he doesn't know what to say. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. Drama. It's like he's lying to you, my liege, but he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of. Alright, enough of this. He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved. Logic godly 16. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. 17%. -2. Convinced you're a smart cop. Bugger. Yeah, we would need a lot more logic. Well, that's it for now. Be careful in there, officer, and tell us how it goes. Yeah, we'll be here. Boom. Doodle. Thought complete. The apricot chewing gum scented one. Okay, let's find out what this is all about. August 2nd, early late summer. You're getting off the streetcar in Le Jardin, east of the river. Her father and mother are middle class. The lionel in her little jacket rustles next to you, in the dark like autumn leaves. Her heels click on the pavement. You're walking up to the gate in front of her parents' house. She takes out her chewing gum and you kiss her. A feeling like electricity flows through your whole body. Immediately you know that you've entered a completely different world. +2 perception. Betrayal lingers everywhere. Ooh. Boom. What's going on here? What's this zappy stuff? Why isn't it zapping on all of them? Interesting. Oh, it's just when I'm... Okay, it's just the one that I'm clicking on. Just... I don't know. Oh, now it's going the other way. Okay, just some random bit of UI shenaniganery. Right, what have we got here? Help ravers start a nightclub. Look into the spookers in the church. Right, I want to ask Noid... Oh, hang on, what do we got here? Smells like sweat and laundry detergent plus a trace of ether. A pile of nasal sprays. Brand name, Nosofed Ultra.
So
Let's talk to Noid.
Now you want to discuss things with Noid? Good.
Gin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and
It's
parts.
good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your side. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
Obviously, he runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Sign? Yeah, gotta compare, see if we can align. Interesting. I suck at socializing, man. Even now our sign synchronization is way off, but I'll see what I can do. He continues to rearrange his tools. Tell me about the machines you saw in the church. He cringes. Weird stuff. Specialized. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes headfirst into the supernatural. Supranatural. Encyclopedia. The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revachel's sister revolution on the Isla of Grad. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state. Don't be too hard on Samara, they're all alone in the world. Half of what we know of them is just propaganda. What's wrong with the supernatural? The supernatural, so you think it's real, that it actually exists. Don't be too hard on Samara. I know, man, I was just talking about the aesthetic. What's wrong with the supernatural? Nothing wrong with it, it should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though. The supernatural, so you think it's real, that it actually exists? Most of it doesn't exist, but there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebes. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff. Why are you called annoyed? He picks up some sort of a widget. The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. I don't understand what that means. I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church. Okay, maybe I'll come back later. Can I talk to Egghead? A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Walshy tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says...
Hardcore.
Is it?
Hardcore.
You're just going to keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skipper danger. I am the rearranger.
Solve the egghead puzzle. Okay. There has to be some way to talk to this person, you just haven't found it. It's definitely not about signs. What if you just try again, find your way out of this maze of things to say? Oh.
This
So...
is hardcore.
I'll try is it again. I don't know what to say to that.
Skipper danger.
Nope.
Back to the heavyweight jam.
There's the young man with the tape player and the large boyardero boots. Lung-shaped trees sprout on his silver belt buckle.
Hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say
Hardcore
nothing.
is a mega.
Say nothing.
Eternally coherent.
Still say
Hardcore.
nothing.
All right. Yeah.
Say nothing. He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music and the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore. Ah.
He lets out an agonized roar over the feverish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. So hardcore? No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't. So hardcore. Is it though? He stops dead in his track, tilting his head to the side. It is.
What is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. I was thinking that
I
too.
am the mic enforcer. I am the chick's checker. Yeah.
Okay, so this is
Close. True.
absolutely...
Hard, full hardcore. Hardcoreism internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah. Hardcore. Ah.
No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it
The
isn't.
question is, what is the question?
Just answer the question.
There was no question.
Yeah.
We're close. True. Hardcore. Hardcore. Internally. All core. All right. Hard.
The
A
question
little
is,
worried it isn't.
what is
That would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
There was a question.
Okay.
We're close. True. Hard. Full. Core. Hardcore. Hardcore. Internally coherent.
Wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary hanging behind the wielding rags hostel.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeko kata. The place to be.
I'm beginning to think this really doesn't have anything to do with the
It's a
case.
message, so listen and you will see. No illusion. The spirit is what you feel. We're close.
Okay,
True.
let's
Hard.
try
Hardcore.
again. But is it? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Drama. This young man adds a capital G before the H in his years and R's. This produces a guttural Gottwaldian accent. It makes him sound more animal, more in it. Encyclopedia. Or maybe it's not Gottwaldian, maybe it's Orangese. Probably an homage to Orange, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name. Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now? So this is the famous Van Eyck I'm
You
hearing?
know about him?
He moves his mouth, but sound doesn't come out. His eyes are the size of saucers. Looks like you've rendered him
You know
speechless.
Van Eyck?
Yeah, I'm a major Ike head.
Wow.
The skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
So am I. So am I.
He begins to shake his head so everyone would understand.
Oh, is that why they call you Egghead? Because
Andre almost falls over backwards from the realization.
Egghead to the mega, the K became the G, the boy became the man. The Advent?
Okay, so that still wasn't...
Be close.
They were close, says the young man with the tape player and the large boyed arrow boots. Long shape,
True,
blah blah blah.
hard, full, car. Hardcore.
Say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah!
I to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the hyphen mark.
Exclamation mark.
Yeah.
He missed one A. You missed an A there. I yelled mine with 6 A's, so you have to yell it with 6 too.
The hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic enforcer, the sixth checker. I am the law.
See, now I'm just totally lost.
True, hard, full, hardcore. Yeah. The
Yeah.
to the E to the yeah.
You missed an A there, but that's okay. I'm a pretty lenient
It's
cop.
nice to be important, but it's
More important to be nice. Okay.
true, hard, hardcore.
So I think we've done everything in that
Hardcore
path.
to the mega. Here
All
comes the
right.
night.
That
Because
wasn't
true,
it.
hard, full, it's
Did I do
hardcore.
everything here?
Skibadee.
Yeah, I've done that one.
True, hard, it's hardcore. Skibadee.
Yeah, okay, so I've done everything in that.
True, hardcore.
My god, it's a conversation puzzle. How did they come up with this shit? Still say
Hardcore to the
nothing.
mega.
Say
Internally
nothing.
coherent.
Still say
All
nothing.
All right, yeah.
Please tell me what exactly are you doing?
Get the people going.
I see.
Request. I want everybody as close to the stage as possible. Be close.
True, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent. All core.
All
right,
cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hardcore. Ah.
so I've done all that one. I needed to go back one. So I needed it all core. I needed to say something. So hardcore. I was just thinking that a moment ago.
One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
Okay.
Be close. True. Hard. Hardcore. Hardcore to internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah.
Please tell me exactly
Gotta
what you're
get the people
doing.
Going. I'm the
Why?
party boy. It's my job.
What's a party
Hardcore
boy?
Party 25/7 beyond the winter's orbit style.
Encyclopedia. There is a place far away in Cutler beyond a certain latitude known as Winter's Orbit where there are 25 hours in a day. It is a tremendously cold place, abandoned to drunks and failed rock stars, full of eternite depression and half-finished ski-flying hills. The Suru lives there. Okay.
Be close. True. Hardcore. Hardcore to internally coherent. All core. Gotta get the people going. I'm the party boy. It's my job.
I think I'm also a party
Two on
boy.
the track. Watch your back. Watch out for the heart attack.
Well, I think I've done everything now, right?
Close. True. Hard. Full. Hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did that one.
You know about him? You know Van Eyck?
No, it was just a turn of
Well,
phrase.
it really is him. It's an honest-to-God Van Eyck beat. Well, actually, we working of a peppy pop and arsos track. Let's not get too deep into that whole mess. The Advent?
Okay, that was something I hadn't done already.
You know about him? You know Van Eyck? Wow.
Wow, wow.
Egghead to the Advent?
Alright, so that was all done there, so...
True. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the night.
That one just ends immediately.
True. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent.
Did that one.
All right. Yeah.
Did those ones.
Hardcore. Ah.
I think I did all these, right?
Is it?
So hardcore.
What
It is.
I mean, really.
He tilts his head to the like, oh, okay. The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
He frowns, then starts bobbing his head back and forth once more. Shivers. The skin on your back is crawling. For a second you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain right next to the canal. Electrochemistry. Don't be alarmed, everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could even be more so. You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. He turns pensive all of a sudden. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know. For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears. It's like it's only ultra. Andre, I think it's super hardcore, but you're right, it's not hyper or hardcore. Conceptualization. If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you're pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore. It's hyper hardcore, it's super hardcore, it's only ultra hardcore, it's proto not hardcore at all. It's only ultra hardcore. It is, isn't it? He nods in agreement. I knew it. But how could it become harder core? I know the answer in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hyper, how could anything be? Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question? Try to think if anything could make it harder core. Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police. I can't help you with this right now. I need something else, something extra. Try to think if anything could make it harder core. What? He looks at you with customary amazement. Guys, there's something happening in his head. Think even harder. Oh yeah, he's doing it. Logic, but you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason. My imagination fails me. I know, so does mine. He laughs and shakes his head. Electrochemistry, but there's something else that hasn't failed you. Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police. Uh-huh, the young man is bursting with anticipation. Nothing, me being the police isn't going to help us. Actually, it's more likely to hinder us, and I have a job to do instead of this absurd idiocy. Goodbye. Nothing, me being the police isn't going to help us. Oh. Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question? No, this is the answer. I can't help you with this right now. I need something else, something extra. Ah, okay. 17%. Maybe your body can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core. Alright. Are you a thought reader? No nation, but trans nation. No war, but class war. Does that mean you're a thought reader? So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist? Tell me something else, egghead. Does that mean you're a thought reader? Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later, one of them will come off as thought reading. Yeah, Reversal imperative. He's bald in the picture with not bald here. What the fuck's going on? Wearing a completely different... Oh, anyway. Unless you were thinking Reversal imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with eggs yelling. I know what you mean. You're right, I wasn't thinking that. Hardcore superstar. So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist. He's not a communist, that's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Policeum. She was a communist though. Yeah, with a rebel yell. Why aren't you a communist? Communism is the truth. Best not to be a communist. Having extreme views on issues is detrimental to understanding all sides. Yeah, let's go with that one. Oh sure, I can do that, he nods. If you want that, I can avoid taking a stand. Please don't turn him into a moralist. I don't even know what to say about that. Say to that. Be a moralist, egghead. The balance needs your help. Don't be a moralist. Wait, what am I saying? You should consider your choice carefully and rationally. Don't be a moralist. The path requires a sensible examination of all nuances unattainable to most people. Be a moralist, egghead. The balance needs your help. He yells. You guess egghead is a moralist now. Tell me something else, egghead. It's time to compromise. He looks at you with almost impossibly wide, shining grin, looking to see if you approve. Obviously, one shouldn't get too hasty with their decision making. Almost there, could just use a bit more something. Almost there. Incremental change, appropriate. I'm swiftly moving towards a solution which pleases nobody. That hasn't added to that at all. Is your real name Jermaine? D'accord, hardcore, Jermaine Egghead. Basically, yes it is. Why are there lungs on your belt buckle? Lungs are for love. L'amour, la compassion, l'autodiscipline. Why would lungs be for love? Good to know. L'amour, la compassion, l'autodiscipline. Love, he suddenly yells and the world seems to stop. I'm in a woman's lungs. Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange damaged feeling grows on and on because I've never loved someone like you before. Healed morale, electrochemistry. A dopamine surge accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp, dissipating into your neck. Feels good, like a spark of life that the moribund sponge you call your body. In that moribund sponge. Alright, that's still the same. Alright, goodbye, egghead. Alright, here comes the night. I solved the egghead puzzle. If you could call it that. Alright, let's leave and finally talk to this girl. We've got to go to the church. We've got to see what that other thing at the top was. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Anything else? Nope. Let's chat. Asocial, a shaggy looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Hello there.
Oh, hello there. She must be Asocial, the last of the Speed Freaks posse. Empathy, it's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Electrochemistry, everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? Huh? Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder. I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I do have a hat on. I don't have to do anything. I'm the law. You have to do what the law says. I should, and I do, point at your hat.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather. Now that's all cleared up, I have some questions for you. It's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well, look man, fuck the hat.
She tries to think of something to say. Very low red check. Well, is that kind of language really necessary?
Sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else. My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
There's a pained expression on her face. She'll answer your questions now. The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there? I'd like to know more about your associates. What's the device you have there? What are you doing out here in the cold? The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there? Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you. Rhetoric. She's less prone to blurting out Crabman than the others. We'll see. Go ahead and tell me. Okay, she nods. I went in and saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's being raised by their grandmother, you know. Strange old clothes. Had this absent expression. Didn't say anything. Just stood still. Go on. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab. Down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story. Like a crab, you say? The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. What did this crab man look like? It was too dark. She shakes her head. I couldn't tell exactly. Drama. Come on, she obviously could. She already went into detail. You were... Come on, quit stalling on me. What did he look like? You were right. I don't believe you. You were wrong. I do believe you. You were wrong. I do believe you. She rouses a brow. Why? What would you stand to gain? Nothing, she says. Anyway, what else? I'd like to know more about your associates. My associates? She blows on her chilled fingers. I haven't got much to say about them. What do you mean? You must know something about them. Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them. To the cops. What about you? Tell me something about yourself. Me? I'm a silver bird. Encyclopedia. A silver bird feels strangely familiar. Was it an expression? And if yes, then for what? Then your mind slips and the thought is gone. Uh-huh. Okay, maybe I'll ask about all of this. Later about all this. Don't know what makes you think it'll be any difference later, but what's that device you have there? This, she breathes on her freezing fingers, is a portable recording device. It's for field recording, low quality, but still. And the wires? Actually just one wire. I picked on it until the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. What's a contact microphone? A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice. Encyclopedia. Your mangled brain would like you to know that there is a boxer called Contact Mike. Yeah, any news on my wife's name? How about my mother? What am I supposed to do with this? No idea. Does this have anything to do with Contact Mike? Now, how does that thing work? The mic, I don't know exactly. I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The box said it only picks up structure-born sound, if you like technobabble. Does this have anything to do with Contact Mike? She's confused. Yeah, I record stuff with it. No, I mean the boxer Contact Mic. Ah, no, this is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside solid objects. Contact Mic just beats people up. You know, Contact Mic doesn't just beat people up. Contact Mic is a role model. Rhetoric. An entire litany spews forth. Yes, you heard right. You should try to be more like Contact Mike, a successful athlete and an inspirational figure who has overcome social, physical, and mental obstacles. On second thought, screw Contact Mike. He's not a champion. You are. Look at you here in front of the saggy tent picking your nose to drug addict music. The world of sports is in awe of your faith and dedication. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. There was something else I wanted to know. Yeah. Where did you get the mic from? Same place I got the recorder, from the Policeum. What's the Policeum? Oh man, you haven't been to the Policeum? She forgets herself for a moment. It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Interesting. This is the guy your friend Egghead likes. Oh yeah, Egg's really into him. Maybe even too into him. He's a pretty intense personality. I'm pretty intense too. I don't know what that means. I grind. I don't know what that means either. It means I'm hit behind my ears, nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock, in the form of a rec tape player and a completely trashed hostel room. Neither do I actually. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Get down, grind. Now we'll go for this one here. Number 2. That's cool. She breathes on her fingers. Looks like she doesn't know what to say. You're right. Time has deserted me. Oh no! She looks at you oddly. Sucks, man. She squints her eyes for a second, trying to remember something. Then lets go of it. Was there something else about the Contact Mic, perhaps? Actually, I had some non-mic questions for you. Okay. What are you doing out here in the cold? Recording, I guess. And what is it you're recording exactly? I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell, not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound. She scratches her forehead. And what are those recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps? The musicians in the Policeum use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Just nod. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. She rubs her shoulders and looks around. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. Take this. You're cold. The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket. No man, fuck that. I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck. It's okay. The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Now this is where a hat would come in handy. Give her your hat. You said it's supposed to be a music place. Did you mean the one Andre's got planned, the church? Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do. Oh, I lost me hat. Thanks, she puts it on. It's a bit large for her. You said it's supposed to be a music place. Yes, she nods towards the church. The boys thinks it could be a place like the Policeum or something. Stupid. It's really, she pauses, it's not going to be a Policeum, that's for sure. The boys? Yeah, Andre and the guys, inside the tent. And why is that? Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside. They've got too much stuff crammed in there, no room. Stuff like what? Didn't you see it yourself? It's mostly music stuff like this tape recorder, but bigger. Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter, I can take the cold. Encyclopedia. It's probably amphetamine. It makes you feel impervious to the elements, but doesn't actually make you any less cold. Why? Why can you take it? I've got my recordings to do. I feel better outside. A wave breaks close by and covers her in cold spray. I had some other questions. 17%. Gave her a hat. The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church. It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Policeum. Except that, yeah, she looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. Shivers. The floorboards are twisting and the shooting beams are slowly cracking like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there's a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice. There will never be a club for anodic music here. Not in a million years. What is anodic dance music? Oh, secret task. You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments. Electronic instruments, like what? Synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity but isn't guitars, also found sounds. Also found sounds, stuff like that. Conceptualization. This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are step up from acoustic instruments. What comes after it, you wonder? A black tinted nothingness or something finer? Enough about the church then, I had another question. Actually, that's it for now. Okay, bye. She turns her attention back to the recording device. She is not the girl that I'm looking for. Once you've helped them set up the nightclub. What is anodic music? This is a long-term side thing, don't fret it. Okay, okay. This is nuts. This is actually literally nuts. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. It's almost been an hour. Get up and move around. Refill my water bottle. All that kind of good stuff. Be right back. Alright, we're back. Welcome back to the kitchen for the second time today. Alright, where was this in relation to other things? I don't even know where I am now. Oh, it's behind the church. Got it. So we can get into the church now. And we might as well do that, huh? Church doors. The heavy wooden doors more than twice your height stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Inspect the carpentry. The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downward, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. Run your hand over a beam. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Take a closer look at the padlock. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. Interfacing. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting somehow. Look at the sticker. You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough, a smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile and the X's make it dead. Right. Conceptualization. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. What makes it so modern? It's the contrast between the cheery chemical yellow and the rigor mortis, as if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here. Have you seen this symbol before? Point to it. He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses and replies, "No." What does it look like to you? Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here? I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth. I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here? That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set. Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. 83%, let's try. Boom. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs. Put the sticker on your ledger right on the cover. Shake it off your thumb and throw it to the wind. Let's put it on the ledger. Style your paperwork. Voila, looks very modern. You're part of the Future Brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby. Can I even see this? I can't. You and your conceptualization skill have decided to style that paperwork so it'd be cooler somehow. Be on the lookout, but no, this will take time. I assume that I should have found these quests somehow for some other area, but I'm completing them before I even find them, which is interesting. Open the padlock with the key. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. Let's go. The lieutenant nods at you. Pull on the doors. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city. Wow, I never. Okie dokie. Fascinating. You know what? Let's just go around left counterclockwise. No, clockwise. More of the fork lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. Alright, fuck the clockwise. We'll just do whatever's closest. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. The figure was added later. It's not part of the original church. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. By the way, I don't have a hat on anymore. Do I have another hat? Let's see. Encyclopedia. That's my only other hat. Or bum hat. No, encyclopedia +1. Not going to say no to that. See what's going on over here. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Look at this. A portable Harman Welshie tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. The antenna, Ream Eska AR1, is buzzing with energy. Let's, before we click on that and this, let's just pick everything up first. Give me that money. +1 empathy. What have I got? I've got +1 perception. Let's see. Am I missing? So where's it? Empathy's 3. And perception is 6. So yeah, let's boost our empathy. Oh, they're looking good. Looking real good. Kinda. Not really. The spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. A cracked pane of glass, colourful. Frost has drawn flowers from the glass, obscuring the view. Give me that tear, baby. Scarf, pain threshold. I've got +2 drama. Is that where the scarf would go? Yes, it is. Okay. I'll keep my bow tie. A figure drawn in the frost in the window depicting a deer. Hearing. The silence in this part of the church is almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. Wait, I think I still hear something. And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. Logic. It seems that sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. Sounds like the Pale. How do I know what the Pale sounds like? From recordings of the Far Pale, you've heard them, we all have. You can hardly hear your own breathing. Yell as loud as you can. Your voice is barely audible, not a howl but the softest of whimpers. Stomp your feet and clap your hands. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total somehow. Turn to Kim. What's happening? The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer. Can you hear anything? Can't hear shit. I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics. Empathy. His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Conceptualization. Maybe the church was designed in this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises. Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing. Hey, what if it's something paranatural? It's probably nothing, just our imagination. Whatever it is definitely real. Something odd is happening around it. Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing. Could be. Rhetoric. He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though. Look up into the bell tower. Sight. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. 58%. It's above 50. What if I don't want to know what's up there? I'm going to have to try. Try to see beyond the shadows. Boom. Failure. Abject failure. What are we looking at? Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin. What's the darkness like? Filled with vague shapes of woodwork, the sense of a great height. Encyclopedia. You know, in the middle of the last century there was a group of Revacholian painters who famously disdained the use of black. What did they have against black? They wanted to capture what it really felt like to look at the world, to be inside colour, to be blinded by early afternoon light glittering on the crests of sea waves. Such an effect is best achieved by using the juxtaposition of complementary colours rather than the addition of black to create contrast. Sounds complicated, seems unfair to black. I like black, look at it. Maybe I should take up painting. Seems unfair to black. I like black, look at it. Encyclopedia. Sometimes an encounter with an opposing aesthetic is required for one to truly grow into one's tastes and preferences. Why only Revacholian? Revachol was an overwhelmingly colourful place back then. They made most of the world's dyes here. Can I use this to see through the darkness up there somehow? No. No, this is just an intellectual musing. In fact, it's probably dangerous to waste time like this. You should stop. Try to make out something, anything. Sight, there's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising. Officer, what are you looking at? He follows your gaze, attempting to see what it is you are seeing. Blink. Uh-oh. There is a crab man. You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. It's the crab man. Maybe it's possible to talk to it? I'll just do this first. Don't mind me. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Hello there, crabman. Tiago. Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently. Reaction speed. The crabman. Hey, who's there? This is the police. Show yourself. Say nothing. Be quiet for now. Are you the crabman? Hey, who's there? The man leans forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
I bet your alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You've come to the right place.
Ooh. Encyclopedia. That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol. The right place for what?
You can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of the bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
The lieutenant whispers to you quietly. Electrochemistry. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drunk that much lately. Lay off it already. Sheesh. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Oh, hell no, run away. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
Estás crudo, eh? I see deep inside you. Your body and spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it.
Great, more patronizing, so original. Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering. How do you know what I'm feeling? I'm actually here on behalf of some young people looking to establish a nightclub. Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering. This is going to be a fucking morale hit again,
Not
isn't
all
it?
of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc el vino is wreaking on your mind and your spirit. Necesitas parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Electrochemistry. Look at these crazies. What is this shit? For some reason I feel like you have a point there. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? You know, alcohol is central to my identity. If I wouldn't drink, I just wouldn't be me. This is stupid. I don't even know what this is. It's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property. For some reason I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church. What did we get? A wasteland of reality. It has been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic and that it's a sickness and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this, even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit? Okay. Insomnia. We're doing 20 hours of insomnia.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in. Rhetoric. You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Composure. Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways. Drama. Tis not an act, my liege. Saving perchance he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot. You must be the crab man. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you. You must be the crab man. Never known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you've got for me, I won't stop you from using it. To be fair, it's really more like a spider. If you're not a crab, then what are you? Sorry, you just weren't moving like a human. Hey, it's your neighbours who came up with this name, not me. To be fair, it's really more like a spider. He considers this for a moment. I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. He pauses. It may be that I've got to work on my technique. Logic. That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there? Wait, did you also carve all those sculptures? Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness. Conceptualization. Alright, let's consider the context and meaning here. I see what you've done. I see what you've done there. It's as if these figures are trying to become one with the church, or perhaps with the mother herself. Rub your chin. You've got some nice curves going there. Squint your eyes. They seem a tad derivative. You're promoting the objectivization of women in your reactionary depiction of female bodies. Honestly, I don't get it. All these figures look half finished. I'm going with this one. It's all just for the mother man. No need to overthink it. What were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver? I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone. Shake your head. So many people losing their memory, a certain portent of doom. I lost my memory too, and it haunts me. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, starting again from scratch. So it used to be a gang, but you don't really remember it. Sounds convenient. So many people are losing their memory, a certain portent of doom. Nah, I say it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory. Do you remember your name, sir? Tiago is my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak. Your place among your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore. My name's Harry. Extend your hand for a greeting. My name's Harry Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't do names either. Names are out. I don't care what mine is. He smiles enigmatically. That's not quite right, but you're getting somewhere. I thought I wanted to... Can't I call myself, what was it? Tequila Sunset? Sunrise? Tequila Sunset? Any one of us could have been anything else. We are all one who sing the Mother's glory. What are you doing here? This is a special place. There is a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. He nods towards the ceiling. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circle it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly. Who is this mother of silence you keep talking about? What will happen once you drink from this perforation? I still don't understand what you're doing in the church. Are these yours? Show him the scarf and shoes you found lying around. I didn't find a scarf. Did I? Right, I had other questions. Are these yours? I think they were a long time ago. He looks at the red clothing items in your hand. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You can have them. I don't need them anymore. Savoir faire. They'd only stop him from climbing. They look pretty dapper, actually. Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about? Oh, that's no simple question, essay. She is one who can't be painted or sculptured. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will. Electrochemistry. His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has. What will happen once you drink from this perforation? I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally at one with the state of the world before reality began. Rhetoric. That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that. You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another? It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service. Drama. Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self. Faith is a kind of drug. I guess you have a point. Let's agree to disagree. I was being insensitive. Sorry, let's move on. Faith is a kind of drug. He shakes his head. I've heard that before, Wei, and I know I can't convince you on the spot, but think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover regretting what you did last night? Empathy. There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system. I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it. He looks at you gravely. She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love. The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out. I guess you have a point. I know it'll take time, don't sweat it. I still don't understand what you're doing in the church. I am a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory. Can you sing for me? Sing for me something. It doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence. Nod, singing is good. We should all sing a bit more. Can you sing for me? Sing for me something. I ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking, and the song I sing is silent as the mother. Encyclopedia. Marietti is a mesque style of music and dance commonly seen at all manner of festivities, especially weddings. It is delightfully quaint owing to its peasant origins. Composure. He lost his cool there for a moment. Seems you hit some nerve. How did you even find this place, this church? Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realised what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Wei. It didn't belong to me. Right, I had other questions. The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows. You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned? Police raid a while back, he responds, his voice suddenly flat. Did you witness it? Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. The ones in the tent outside, right? I've seen them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab, probably scared of me. Wait, do they have a reason to be scared? So what do you think about the nightclub, that is? I trust you won't get in the way of some enterprising youth. Their business looks promising. Turning a church into a nightclub, I have to say it's a great idea. You should support it. Wait, do they have a reason to be scared? Nah, man, they look pretty funny, and I don't harm no one anymore anyway. So what do you think about the nightclub, that is? Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company. Empathy. He said that in spite of himself, he's more attached to the human than he'd like to think. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you. Other spooker? Oh, esa vieta muy estudio. Estudios. I don't do Spanish very well. He laughs. Dunno, Holmes. Vieta is grandma? Wait, so there is another person in the church, and it's a viejita? Viejita? I don't know how you say that word. Right, thanks. I'll see if I can find her some other way. Wait, so there is another person living in this church, and it's a viejita? No, I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. He scratches his head. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear. And you don't know where she is? That's what I said, Holmes. How could you not know that when you both live here? Don't really follow her comings and goings, just see her typing on her computer now and then. We've got different interests. So you've got nothing else to tell me, how she looks, what she does, who is she? I'm afraid not, S.A. You just have to wait until she comes back, or he shrugs. Or search through her radio computer. Okay then, thanks. Half-light, tremble, the time is now. Taoha. What time? Time for the show, for Taoha, the hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream. Taoya, what's that? Okay, can't read that. Wait, what? When did this countdown begin? Monday morning, the moment you arrived in this reality. You are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread. This is because of the insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it? Proceed. Yes, you spoke the words of the whatever, and the house of Pericarnassus, items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself. Am I sure it's not just a joke or some kind of coping mechanism? I'm a little afraid. I do think the world might end soon. Opt in. Yeah, I'm going to opt out of the whatever it is. This was a mistake. Am I sure it's not just a joke or some kind of coping mechanism? It's totally also a coping mechanism. I'm a little afraid. So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, that. I do think the world might end soon. Cop of the apocalypse. The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor. What the actual fuck? Cop of the apocalypse. You woke up in a hotel room and started rambling about the end of the world. It's not your normal everyday doom crying either. Something truly colossal is approaching. The gloaming, the culling, the bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Until now you've been pleasantly vague about the precise nature of this cataclysm. No more. Put the bloodletting on the burner and really figure out what's threatening the fragile physical reality you just found yourself in. Ooh. Spooky. More water. There we go. Got the water. Let's do a quick save because we haven't done one for a while. Don't know why I keep making more saves, but hey. It's my way. Alright, Crabman, Spider-Man, whatever you are. Let's have a look at these things. Stained glass window. In white, silver and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. Encyclopedia. This is her, Innocence Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. No. Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you. Look up. The woman looks down at you standing there. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen's courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? Conceptualization. She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. Empathy. You. It's morning. As that terrible word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Do the same. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-coloured light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile. 97%, 72%. This is Dolores Day. The old woman in the village was right, he looks around. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records. You knew of the place? It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. He lowers his voice. It was built not long after Revershol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers. Encyclopedia. On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds. What else do you know? There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they called them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in their evolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here. Although the building appears to be deserted, I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else perhaps. He looks at the machinery lying around. Conceptualization. Respectful. Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? Empathy. A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something else. You know why it was abandoned? I have a theory, yes. There's a pause, then he continues. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here. Who conducted this raid? Well, your station was involved, I hear, although I can't be sure. Rhetoric. How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information? You're not sure? The 3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them. I look around. I guess I could have been here? I'm sorry, I'm not saying you were. There is a pause. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters. If I was here, I should find out what I was doing. Level up. Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary by just calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now. Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism? Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin. I didn't think you were spiritual. I don't like her. She looks like a lever. Stroke your chin first. The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically. I didn't think you were spiritual. It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance. Okay, how did I know this is the mother of humanism? Encyclopedia. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state, perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. Wait, what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system. Okay, when did she rule? What else do I know about her? I want more. Was there something terrifying about it? To hell with this. Wait, what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system. The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit. A ruler? More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6th time in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Royal Belt is built to accommodate innocentric rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honour and a glory to live when one is in office. Is one in office now? No, we are alone. Okay, when did she rule? 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Mundi. She is, among other things, the innocence of intersolary travel and the connected world. What else do I know about her? Many things. You know, she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Surensny, modern-day Sur-la-Clé. Also, that she was a gorgeous beyond beauty. Okay, what else? Was she smart? Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the ante-DeLorean court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous. How come? It was on her advice that Irene la Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavour ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era. Wow! Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared and the Queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. Conceptualization. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Royal Belt. I want more. As did we all. The lands of Mesk and the Occident and even faraway Supramundi, together 21 of the 40 mondial nations of the time, immediately accepted innocentic rule, even before her crowning. Her crowning? In a city called Adversperasit, in Vesper Messina, her homeland. The name of the city meant evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already her Therias, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt. She must have been beautiful. Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother. Insultingly beautiful, it was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Therias placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen. Then what? One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later, a young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human but something else. What? Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds if not thousands of years until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm like a furnace, and that sometimes while on duty he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. Hello, authentic baguette boy. How are you? This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to the mass hysteria and religious psychology. Was there something terrifying about her? Thank you for the follow, authentic baguette boy. Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But, although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. You know, I'm enjoying this game, this gigantic novel of a game. Reading it out is thirsty work. But yeah, good. Thanks for asking. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state, and then there was the resettlement programs. What happened? The Mesk state tried to detach itself from inocentric rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Magritte were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. Rhetoric, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. Ooh, clever. Encyclopedia. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb. Well, this one doesn't. In icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you've ever seen, with green eyes the colour of Pisantic Mare Interregnum. Experience gained. Little was known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. Conceptualization. This subtle terror is part of her iconography. Kim. Lieutenant Euphrator, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church. What do you think of, if I may ask? War criminal. She's somehow connected to the case. She's been dead for 300 years. I am almost 1,000% certain she isn't connected to the case. He takes his glasses off to clean them. None of this is, in fact, this church, the coast, this isn't a good place to get lost in. Reconstruct the cracked glass, 72%. Let's try it. Boom. Nice. Very nice. Visual calculus. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a leitmotiv below them both. Good question. Baguette boy. I was just sort of going with the flow that he was alcoholic, partying guy, but along the way, I've made different decisions. I don't know. I'm an art cop. I don't know. I don't know what the game thinks I am. I've just sort of been going with the flow. But yeah, I was, I guess making decisions based on my own life. I'm a drinker. I'm an alcoholic, but I don't take many drugs. So yeah, I'm a calm person. I made him an intellectual or whatever, but so yeah. The answer is I have no effing idea. This game is just so dense. It's amazing. Let's see. What shattered this mosaic? Unknown. Logic. Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned, or just hooligans looking for something to break? Who is this older woman? The how do I say that word? Ishutchen on her throne says Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses holding a golden Reichsstaffel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret Servicemen, Therias, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail. The motto, what does it say? Visual calculus. Below both women in luminous black letters, après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. Excellent. And then along the left side, après le monde, le gris. Après le gris, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism. A summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death. Lieutenant, this used to say after life, death. After... ... Death, life again, he nods. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. Sacralism? In the early years, it was even more incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however. Hang on a second. There is a bug on my monitor. There is no longer a bug on my monitor. I hate killing bugs, but this one, I don't want to be bitten. I'm sick of getting bitten by shit. So, let's just pour one out for the poor bug that is no more. Just like the slogan. Why? It was deemed subservient to use strongly moral lintern-related motto. We're already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing. What is the RCM motto now? Justice, union, prudence, and force. I like the other one better. So do I. Step back. The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression. Okay. Yeah, look, I agree with autosave, but I also agree with just saving. Let's, do a save. Let's see. We've got a point. I think I want to make another one of these. And I want Cop of the Apocalypse. Let's go. That sounds pretty cool, if you ask me. But am I doing it for any particular strategic reason? No, I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright, here's this computer then. Mainframe. A machine stands in the corner. What is that noise? Watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity. Kim, a radio computer, says the lieutenant, stepping closer. And it's turned on. He seems cautious around the machine. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. Yes, but what is this strange thing? A radio computer, the lieutenant repeats a little impatiently. We have one down at the station. And before you have time to ask, no, I don't know how to operate it or what it's used for. Let's go. Interfacing. This is the RAM Prefect radio computer, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a RAM-compatible interim printer. Encyclopedia. The RAM Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used RAM Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the RAM Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits. Wait, let me just investigate it. Mainframe, you see virescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. Kim, the lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing flame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. Look inside the compartment. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments smouldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says in a black marker, log, February to March. Interfacing. This is the machine's filament memory. Press play to access its contents. Press play. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air. East Insulindian Repeater Station. Good afternoon. Fortress accident on St. Brune. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? Interfacing. This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere. I try to stream every day at the moment, and for a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours usually, sometimes 4, but you know, I start at 5:30 p.m. Central European time. I started a bit late today, but it does also sometimes depend on my mood. My goal is to stream every day. I upload a YouTube video every day. That was a goal I started back in July, and I've been keeping up with that. So I also try to stream a couple of hours every day. But yeah, I can't promise anything. If I'll miss a day here and then. It depends on not just my mood, but sometimes I'm a carer for my grandmother. I live with my grandmother in the south of France. She's 97 years old, so sometimes there's just stuff going on with her that. 1 a.m. Well, I would normally start, well, you know, just under 2 hours ago. So 1 a.m. So where are you from? But thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. ICT time. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Is that India? Indian Central Time? Is it 1 a.m. in India right now? All right. Well, I'm half Australian, half French, living in France. So, you know, I figured you must be at least something French with your username there, which is cute. I like it. Thailand. Awesome. I've never been to Thailand. I would love to go. I used to enjoy traveling. Last 2 years, gone, done, no more traveling. Now, next 2 years is probably going to be before I even get to go back to Australia. So, got to enjoy, you know, virtual touristing. You know, playing games. I sometimes play Flight Simulator and things like that, and I might even do some GeoGuess. Just because I need my travel. I need my travel bug. My travel itch scratched. But hey, don't let me keep you up. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it immensely. And thanks for chatting. I do. I've been doing a playthrough of This War of Mine on my YouTube channel. So, I mean, if you want to have a look at that, I don't even have the 3 original people I started with. I think I'm on day 30. It's probably the furthest I've ever gone. Yeah. Yeah, I love that game, but it's so depressing. It's so depressing, and just when you think you're going all right, something horrible happens. Yeah, see you later. Thanks, mate. Thanks for dropping in. This is a human interface, a retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere. What's the personal log? The filament you have inserted into the core. You mean the glowing thing with a tape on it that said log February to March? I don't know, that's what I'm asking. Is this the personal log? I don't know, maybe? The old lady sighs as a wave of static distorts her voice to a robotic sprawl. If you're unsure, could you please take a look? How do I do that? Open the hatch on the compartment, don't touch the wires. A current is running through it, but the core is safe. There's a filament inside, I need to know what it's called. It just says log February to March and nothing else. Good, please repeat the password. Kim, let's look around, there's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something. The lieutenant nods towards Tiago. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? No. A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations. Is it my birthday? Still no. This is the police. Please open this thing. The voice recites, I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament. Kim, I'm afraid we're not doing that unless we want to wait for a month. Now, can you please repeat the password? The voice in the machine asks again. She sounds cold in the damp air. I don't know the password. Received. I will register this log in an attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today? Fortress Accident, sounds familiar. The company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to. Do you have any other information about this company? One moment, you hear her flip through a catalogue before she reads out with studious care. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalogue says. Conceptualization. That's not bad. Wow, so conceptual. And what's that, this interactive call-in radio game? The static drowns her response. Any other questions you hear her ask when the connection finally improves? What are you, a machine, or are you alive? Yes, I'm alive. I'm 74 years old and my name is Yvonne. Lieutenant whispers into your ear. She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid. Yvonne, my partner here tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am? I work as a repeater at the East Insular Indian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, some static. Then I am sitting in my cubicle surrounded by a wall of radios. Shivers. On an island on the River Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses like stars in the dark. Empathy. Doesn't it get lonely sitting there all by herself? Doesn't it get lonely doing this job? Lonely. For the first time you hear her chuckle through the rustle of static. Why would it get lonely? I get to talk all day to people like you over a warm cup of tea. That's why she does this. Now please tell me if there's anything else I can do for you, Fortress Accident. Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Press off silent. Goodbye, Fortress Accident, she says, as her voice disappears into a whirl of static. Mainframe. The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. Press print again. Nothing happens. Leave. Okay, let's go talk back to Tiago.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I'm in the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard the Vieta, I don't know how you say, Vieta, say the password to her radio computer? Too many times they say, you need it for something? Drama. Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety. What? I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends in the interest of public safety, of course. Just tell me what's the password. Step closer. Yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation in Martinez. Honestly, I just want to break into a radio computer to see what's on it. I'm doing a survey. Don't sweat it, Vato. The password is afterlife death. What do you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nihilista Prequina when I hear it. Okay then, thanks. I think we're done here, SA. The figure crawls off into the darkness above. That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation. Hey, me either. But I don't even know what is relevant to my investigation right now. I was meant to find some girl down here that had the bloody arms or the jacket or something, and I have not found her. Press play again. The speaker comes to life, static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver, an old lady, 100 years old. Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on St. Brune. This is East Insular Indian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat, is this the personal log? Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log. Good. Please repeat the password. Afterlife death. Good. I've unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today? Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Goodbye, Fortress Accident. The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing play and print. Press print. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. Read the printout. The first entry, made on the 4th of February 51 by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church, the door was boarded up, so I used a crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. Kim, the lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath. 4th of February, that's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for a while. You think this log might be connected to the case? Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local... His eyes wander to the various machines around him. Eccentric. Read the second entry. 6th of Feb 51. Had a little chat with the local fisherman. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, alright. Still haven't figured out the electricity. Electrochemistry. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting. Wait, narcotics? I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fisherman's gossip to scare away the kids. He looks at the stained glass window. Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned and cold and in an awful part of town. Drama. Then why doth the lieutenant protest against spending time here so often? Read the third entry. 7th of Feb 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced. Why would she need an antenna? Why would anyone need any of this equipment here? He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot. Read the 4th entry. 8th of Feb 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up, called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art, drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislaw started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labour. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know, everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. A data loss? Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed and how everyone thought it was just the author's fault. He adjusts his glasses. Let's just keep reading. Artists, programmers, Lexi, who are all these people? Her friends, colleagues? He shrugs. She must be quite educated if she knew how to set up all this machinery. Read the 5th entry. 12th of Feb, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently there's a strike going on in the harbour. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m. The strike, he strokes his chin. We're nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place. Read the 6th entry. 25th of Feb. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics. Is she talking about? The lieutenant looks to his right, towards the silence. Read the 7th entry. 28th of Feb. Yes, the first recording confirmed that the swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here. The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk? But what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you. Lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them, no ripples. Read the 8th entry. Do we refill our glass of water? Nice. Have a sip. March. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. Reaction speed. That disco man must be a cell. She must be describing a cell. The girl on the ice sounds like her, yes. Read the 9th entry. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable, noodles, crackers, Ping Ping energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, also some canned air. What was that? Perception. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. Sooner, the programmer. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer. Busted. Continue.
To my radio computer, I see.
He glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots. I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We're not just breaking in, I'm pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost
You
identity.
won't find any answers from here.
He barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now, please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
The lieutenant whispers. After she has rebooted the machine. How long's that going to take? Going to tell me how long?
What is it?
Woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. I didn't break anything, did
No,
I?
you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It does not look like a big loss to her. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Sona Lukanen Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how can I help you.
She turns back to the terminal. Logic. Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager. Have you seen the Crab Man? No. But you know he's around? Yes. He's seen you. He must have seen you. It sounds like you're not worried about him at all. He's seen you. And? Okay, it's probably not a big deal then. No, you're right. I'm not. Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. Why are there so many machines in this place? I brought them here. They are my machines. Please don't touch anything. Why do you need an antenna? I use the AR1 as my Ream Prefect's processing unit. Ream Prefect, that's your radio computer, right? Mm-hmm. And that antenna is its processing unit? Yes, she sighs. You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? She has stopped working now. Not really. I know a little. I don't really know much about anything in this world, to be honest. Alright, well, all radio computers perform operations up on air, so in order to gain more processing, you need to invest in a good antenna. Wait, what's on air? On the front, the unified front of radio waves licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us, she waves her hand. That's what on air means. Conceptualization, like love. And the AR1, is it a good antenna? She stops to think, I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage and the operation has been surprisingly stable. So it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. What happened here? Ask Suna how she feels about the nightclub idea. Okay, well, I will. Anyway, she turns back to her terminal. You should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing. Empathy. She liked telling you this. It calmed her nerves. What are you doing with your radio computer? I'm working. Perception. Sight. The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core, the light casting her face in a strange shadow. Working on what? Could you, she closes her eyes, could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point, I really need to focus on something. Isn't your Ream Prefect radio computer made exclusively for the government use? So you do know something about computers. She looks up almost proud of you. You're right, Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps. And you work for the government? No, I don't. So why do you have it? She inhales sharply before answering in a single breath, because I needed something good for my investigation, and Ream Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards, so I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a Ream Prefect isn't such a big deal anymore. Interfacing. No, actually it is kind of a big deal. You don't see Ream Prefects in the police department, for example. How did you get your hands on it? I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition, she says nonchalantly, scratching her ear. I was actually aiming for the military-grade Ream Rational series, but couldn't find one. She pats her glowing machine. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as Ream Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off, but it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain. What are those bowls of water over there? They're connected to my Ream Prefect. She looks up. Whatever you do, just please don't move them. Okay, thanks. Short and terse, there you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers. Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question. Great, she dwells back into the glowing terminal. What are you doing in an abandoned church? You really like those questions, don't you? There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions. You're occupying a public space. I need to know what you're doing here. There have been complaints from your neighbours. I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions. I'm conducting scientific research here. You can throw me out, she says, ready to stand her ground. What research? I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world. Logic. Wait, what? Interfacing. She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. Kim. The lieutenant raises his brows but doesn't say anything. Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal? Yes, that's what led me here. She stares at the burnished antenna on a nearby table. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly? Exactly. What does it mean? There's something frantic about her as she locks her gaze with you, eyes shining like pearls. Up to now, it's been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist? She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer. Logic. Easy. You measure it by the world around it. Hold on a moment. Does that mean we're now living in a world that had holes in it? You measure it by collecting data on its surrounding, on that which exists. I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. I don't know. I'm not here for science. You measure it by collecting data on its surroundings, on that which exists. Exactly, she nods. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydrotransducers to record the silence to find out where it begins. Encyclopedia. Ha! Hydrotransducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water. But honestly, it's not progressing very well. She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located? Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume. She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success. Sight. Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Why there? There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to cease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record. Kim. The Pillar of Silence. Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk? Why am I saying quark again? Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. This is where the Crabman lives. I know. You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here? No, I don't. You said the research isn't going well. Why not? Because it's just trial and error trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... She stops mid-sentence. You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work. That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world for now. Great, her hands are a whirl on the keyboard. Thanks. How do you feel about anodic dance music? What? She squints her eyes. I hate it. Conceptualization. I bet she hasn't even heard it. Have you even listened to it? Like, actually listen? What are you, 40? It's the future of dance music. Same here. It just doesn't connect here. Tap on your heart. Not like disco does anyway. Okay, wow, that was quick. Why do you hate it? Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music. Right, but how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music? This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? She looks up, shaking her head. I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here. What do they want to build then? Take a guess, why don't you? A youth centre would be nice, a petting zoo, a place for animals, maybe some community space to help with the elderly. Thank you for the follow, Ramira. Appreciate it. I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for anodic dance music. They said it's their dream. The lead programmer sighs. I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks. Good luck, the lieutenant notes. I'm not coming in there. Right, I'll let you work in peace then. Interesting. Tell Andre about Suna's thoughts on the nightclub. What else have we got to do here? We still haven't made it back to the whirling in rags. We're just on side quest. Deep hole. Not only is it a rabbit hole, it's a hole in the universe apparently. Let's go talk to these nerds. I'd normally stop around now, but I'm kind of feeling the game at the moment. I just want to get this nightclub nonsense going. Has she got anything else to say?
So associates, right? Are you going to help us with the church, I mean?
I'll help you, all right?
Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
She shivers. That's still only 20%, so that's not going to happen. Let's go talk to Andre. Andre!
So, how are things going?
He looks excited. The tips of his hair are sharp and white. The bleach has consumed almost all of the toothbrush on the mirror in front of him. That's 8%. About the church, I checked it out. I talked to the Crabman. Oh man, who is he? What did you think? Seems okay, to be honest. Very spiritual. He gave me this odd lecture on alcoholism before rambling on and on about mother's love. You're right, he's a true narcomaniac, and the way he climbs it was terrifying. Seems okay, to be honest. Very spiritual. Really? Huh? Interesting. What's he doing in the church? Just preaching and praying, from the looks of it. He clearly enjoys the physical activity. Guy climbs like a freak. There's something sinister going on under the building's roof. I think he's getting high or something. What do you mean? I'm not sure. I'm just telling you what it felt like. It didn't sound like a sober man's talk. He must be getting visions up there. I'm not sure. I'm just telling you what it felt like. No matter, the paranoid young man mumbles gruffly. Is he going to be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we going to do about him? Savoir faire. These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do. Of course he's a problem. He's a crab man. He keeps himself physically active, thinks spiritual thoughts, and doesn't drink. Who am I to evict such a person? As far as I can tell, he's not going to leave. He'll climb up around there, and guys, you'll never catch him. Actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all. I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? He rubs his jaw. A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have a nice, friendly hyper time? You're just going to have to live with the crab man. Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else. I guess it's not a massive problem now that I think of it. Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light. Yeah! Maybe, I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker, the one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her? I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Axis, appeared. A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me about your plans. Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place. Egghead, feel the love. Get down and feel it. The stuffy tent muffles the last two words. The command fails to impress. Rhetoric. A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying. The love? No, I'm not really feeling it at all. You'll get there. Believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea. Yoda 9, rocking it or dropping it? She did not like the anodic dance club idea. What a pity, that's my favourite thing in the world. He drops a hammer back into the toolbox, and she doesn't like it at all. A shame, he sighs. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam and into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity, dance. She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished. And you can't just evict her. No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution. I could go for another try, bring down the hammer of the law. No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution. Look at you, Honor Man. No, Noid, he's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. Egghead, the lines in the dark exist. Coexist. Noid, at least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand. Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like anodic dance music? She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it. Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, and then he returns to the full swing of it. Andre, no worries, we'll figure it out. The man nods enthusiastically, then leans in and whispers, if coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's okay with you, what do you think? I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her. Proceed with the quest. Alright, I'll see how it goes. I refuse to throw her out, but I'll try convincing her. He smiles wide like a replica of his friend with the large head. Excellent. Good luck, my friend. And we're now up to 17%. Okay. Convince Suna to cooperate with the Ravers or evict her. I'm not going to evict her. That's it for now. Goodbye, officer. Well, let's go back and talk to her. See if there's any deal to be made. I can't believe I found like 5 more people and none of them are the girl that knows about the fucking jacket or whatever it is. That's outrageous. Back to the church.
Yes, what is it?
He doesn't look up from the keyboard. What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre, he wants to make it work. I don't want to make anything work, she replies, her expression unchanged. Hold on, you don't want to make anything work? Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work. Alright, got your message. Good, she gets back to work. 42%. I need more suggestion. What if I just force you to leave? I'm a police officer. You have to do what I say. Interesting. A police officer trying to evict a citizen from public space to bite the Wayfarer Act. What's the Wayfarer Act? The Wayfarer Act states that citizens have the right to gather in public spaces unless they're disrupting the public order. And she's not disrupting any order, I mean. I'm a circuit bender and no one ever has anything against circuit benders. Anything more about this hole? Nope. Right, yeah, I'm not going to do that. 42%. I mean, it's a white check. Might as well. Fail. Suggestion. Hey, what makes the world go round? Listen, how about we offer you part... No, that's a bad idea. Don't say anything. She stares at the terminal, completely oblivious to her surroundings. Hey, maybe if you were to find out more about her previous company, Fortress Accident, you'd have something new to say. Okay. Well, I'll let you work in peace now. Well, we've done that. We've done that as far as we can. We still now need to go back to the whirling to talk to the trap dude, the cryptozoologist. We can possibly do that tomorrow. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everyone who chatted and followed today. I appreciate that immensely. I love you all. And hope to see you again. But for now, thank you for watching. Au revoir. Goodbye.